All right. So, morning. Did that work? I was doing something new. Oh, yeah, because I see myself there. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. GMKLX, Autonomous. See, you guys are already here. Great. Yeah, I had to work out the kind of new way it starts. And I've just learned that different software does it differently, but this software is really good. So I'm just trying to learn all the little tricks. It's pretty cool. I'm trying to get like a little intro going, but I'll figure that out later. But anyway, hope you all had a good weekend. It was 4th of July, and then luckily at my place of work, it was voted on to have that next day off. So I had a 4-day weekend, and it was a lot of fun. Lots of video games, not as much as someone might do on a 4-day weekend, but still a lot to talk about. Um, no, it's not a new haircut or style. You know what happens is, let's see, after about maybe 3 or 4 weeks, my hair is out of control, and every day it looks different. And I even meant to get my hair cut this weekend, and I didn't, knowing that I'm gonna have to every morning deal with it. It's because my hair gets super curly when it gets to a certain point, and I have to, like, control it. But yeah, I'll have to get a haircut soon. But yeah, let's see, what can I start with? Um, is there anything interesting that I got into this weekend? There was, first of all, there was this place, I think it's called Crush It. I think my wife found it. It's right near us. And it's a place that's like a bar, grill, kind of, no, bar with some food. But it's mainly set up with like couches and chairs, and everyone or every little seating area gets their own giant screen that you actually play like sports games. So you have like the balls you throw at the screen tells you what to do, and there's lasers that read the velocity and the location of the ball. And anyway, it's almost like virtual or whatever. But it's fun. We're playing like baseball, football, zombie dodgeball. They had guns to shoot with. That was fun. So that was kind of video game related. um and then yeah, that's something we did. What was that, on Friday? Yeah, just as family for fun because we were all off. And I think that's really about it in terms of getting out. Uh-oh, here comes the dog. Let's see. Maybe we can go to the Exophase profile to kind of show what I was doing. Okay. So, yeah, okay. On the 4th, I was playing these games, but I thought that was the 3rd because I remember talking about those. Okay. Well, we'll start with the uh let's see, Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. So this was something that was on mobile phones that I never bothered playing because I see a lot of video game IPs on mobile phone, and I usually just ignore it. But since this was released on Steam and Switch and all that, I was like, okay, so this is probably going to be made into a proper game. And then reading on Reddit, people are like, yeah, they've kind of reconfigured it where you don't need to do the um, microtransactions or anything. It's just a straight up game, and it is fun. It is very fun, but I think I quickly figured out how to maximize each round to where it's like if I don't win the first one, it's like, okay, I know what I need to do on this one. And then I end up beating it. And plus, it's and that's actually kind of fun because it makes it where it's a little easy. It could get harder as it goes, but some other things too, it's really easy to grind. And it's fun to grind because while you're grinding, you're playing previous levels where you might do things differently to get, more points as you're upgrading some of your uh, stats for all the different things. Like there's so many different things to upgrade, and that then in the end gets you more stuff. Yeah, min max strats. It's basically the game is guiding you to do that very easily. And I could tell with the microtransactions in front of I could tell where people on mobile would have been like, "Oh, I know what to do, but I don't want to spend money." But now it's like you don't have to spend money; you can just play. This is fun. This is kind of a fun, like, chill to the side, watching podcast. Super Battle Tank, that was an accident. I accidentally launched that game. All right, Castlevania Legends. I guess I was playing that a little more, trying to beat it. I actually don't remember playing it more, but I did. And then this 80s Overdrive. So this was something, and it's interesting. It says Windows 10. I bought it on the Xbox store. It was like $1.99. It looked cool. And it's kind of simple and easy, but it looks cool. It's a neat experience more than it is like a game. Hey, Rogue New Type, good to see you. And then yeah, Castlevania Portrait of Ruin again, running around as Richter, trying to beat it as Richter. I think I'm near the end. I'm like at some bosses, but it's harder with Richter because you just have to. There's less you can do. You just got to be careful because you're not like upgrading your characters like you are in the main game. Because I'm doing Richter mode, but it's still fun. So that might be beat soon. All right, Bloodstain Curse of the Moon. So this, related to Castlevania, Bloodstain is that Koji Igarashi developed Metroidvania that he kickstarted. It was a huge success. And then they started coming out with games that play like the older Castlevania games. Bloodstain Curse of the Moon is one of those. I'm actually at the last boss. It has a second form that I was like, okay, how do I do this? How do I do this? And then I was like, I'll take a break. But I might end up beating that this week or something. Pretty fun. Okay, Code Vein. This is something I've been meaning to play for so long. And then I think I was buying some. Yeah, I think when I went to go buy the Metal Slug game, Code Vein was in my cart and it was like $8. It was on sale. I was like, I might as well get it. And you know what? That game is actually fun. I consider it, it describes itself as a Souls-like. Sorry, I gotta mute my phone. And I mean, on the surface, it might seem like that because you die, you lose your stuff, you got to go back and get it. That is the main similarity. So it almost feels like it's structured that way. But then once you start playing it, you realize it's not. It's actually very fun hack and slash. Really fun. And so far, there doesn't seem to be too much strategy to the combat other than, attacking. I can usually kill an enemy before they attack me. And if they do, there's guarding and there's countering. So there's that. And there's magic spells you can use. I think what helps is this game came out in 2019. It's 2024. I can play it in like 144 frames in 4K because it's older. And it looks that neat and interesting with the graphics up all the way. So I don't know how much longer I'd play it. Like leveling up is pretty fast. I think I'm level 12 already. And it works. And that's the other similarity with Souls. It's where you find these, I forget what they're called. There's these things around the world you find that you rest at, and then you use that to level up, and that refreshes the enemies. So really, that's the only Souls-like aspect. You die, you leave your loot behind. You can go back and get it and then level up at these things. Otherwise, it just plays like a cool little hack and slash game. Totally worth it, in my opinion. Rogue New Type, Code Vein has a great character creator as well. That's cool that you played that because, yeah, I had fun with that character creator. There was a lot to it. In fact, it got to the point where I was like, you know what, I just need to make my character and move on. That's cool. That's cool that you guys know about that. Okay, what else? And then there's the Komajo Remilia Scarlet Symphony. I think I talked about it. It's a non-Metroidvania side scroller that they're pretty much making a Castlevania. They make it, I mean, even the music is pretty much like not covers, but like they use like the same instruments, the same effects, but it sounds a little different. They're making it sound and play just like Castlevania. And that's the main thing it's going for. Otherwise, it's kind of shallow, but pretty neat. Like, yeah, at 22 minutes in, I've probably beat the first two bosses. I'm on the third level. It's okay. It's pretty basic, but for the price, it's kind of fun to run through. Sorry. Got my lemon tea for the morning. Helps with the throat, but yeah, I think is that all I played. I want to say I played some other stuff, but maybe that was it. Yeah, because every once in a while, like when I first started the show, the main game was Dragon's Dogma. I was playing that every day. I played that for hours. Ended up beating it. And I think what happens is, and then the new Elden Ring DLC came out, and I was like, I think a lot of it too is me. Once I beat a game, I need like this, sometimes a couple months of buffer of just playing all different games until something grabs me again. That could be Code Vein. That could be the Elden Ring DLC. But we do know there's a lot of other cool games coming out soon. Could be some of that. All right, let's jump into news. Let me. What did I have? I want to say there was something I found Well, I'll just share this real quick. This is just like, uh, I guess, some of the top stories right now, and some of the stuff already talked about. So there's been more Xbox layoffs happening, and apparently there's going to be even more. 10 gigabyte archive of material related to the canceled Food Fight video game has been leaked. Possible LA Noire sequel leak, but I also heard that that has been shot down. And then the Horizon Netflix might be scrapped. I even heard that Lego Horizon might come to Xbox. Related to that, Valve might be working on integrated Android emulator and Steam. That's something we talked about also last week. So, I like to check this out just to see what's going on, and it's not too crazy. And some of the stuff we still talked about last week. Um, let's see let's jump into the latest headlines. Kotaku Australia is being shuttered by pedestrian groups. So what I guess how it works is news outlet in Australia almost like licenses the Kotaku brand, and just because of recent events, they've decided to stop. So it's interesting with Kotaku because they've been around for a long time, and then like people would say they hate them, but then they'd still be around and blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't think they really necessarily come out with any interesting articles. They had Stephen Totillo there. They had oh god, what's the guy's name that's now at Bloomberg? So it's like the main heavy hitter journalists have since departed. So I think they decided to move to the strategy guide realm. So that could be what their business model is moving forward. Gran Turismo 7's next update adds a new track and 6 new cars. Totally forgot about that game. Haven't played it. I mean, this would seem like a good reason to use the PSVR. Wait, maybe I did play it then. Because I did play a racing game in the PSVR, just not with the PSVR 2. All right, Disney announces Pixel RPG for mobile. Huh, look at that. That is some neat. I don't know what that means. Just it's called Pixel RPG, but one, that's a cool name. Two, that pixel art looks really cool. Let's see if it has any more information on it. Let's see. Let's see. The game, which will be free to play, is open to registration for players with a Japanese Apple account and on the Google Play Store. It's currently unknown when the game will be open for pre-registration for players outside Japan. It is typical for mobile games to soft launch in select regions before being made available globally, just like the new Command and Conquer Red Alert, Command and Conquer Legion's Red Alert, or whatever that's supposed to be coming out on mobile soon. The Red Alert version is available in other countries. Which again, I was talking about mobile games earlier. They're not always the best, but you never know if something happens and one's good. Okay. Suddenly, an unknown program appears in the game world where Disney characters live and begins to destroy the world. Reads a passage on the game's Japanese website. Due to a strange phenomenon, the game worlds that should not be able to travel between are now connected, causing chaos for the Disney characters. Oh, it's like a multiverse. The site also notes the game will be free. While the game will be free, some items will require payment. Yeah, microtransactions. Excuse me. Okay, so not much more information. I was actually curious what the gameplay would be, but it might be, one of those mobile games where it's more of the turn-based, where you're collecting all these different characters and they have their different abilities. Could still be fun, but interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's see what else. UK publisher Quali takes minority stake in Devolver Digital. Interesting. Never heard of Quali, but is this the end of Devolver? They've been indie for a while, published amazing games that are just really cool. It's like they found unique games to publish. But now other companies are kind of stepping in to get a piece of that. So let's see. Oh, Kinitsugami. Path of the Goddess trophy list, all 48 trophies. So this game comes out in 10 days. I think I'm going to play this a lot because I played the demo and it was a lot of fun. It's just an action strategy game. It's really cool. It's action real-time strategy where it's like a little bit more of a tower defense type of strategy because you do set up people, but it's along a lane, a path for the goddess. So that'll be fun to play. All right. Summer Games Done Quick raises over 2.5 million. Cool. Good job raising money. Apple approves Epic Game Store for iOS after rejecting it twice. Interesting. That's kind of a neat little uh, drama, I guess, that has been going on between two really big companies. One, Epic Games being big in video games, and Apple could be, but they're not big in video games. It's like everything else. So it's like, why compete? Because it makes me think Apple wants that video game market. They tried with Apple Arcade, which I'm surprised that wasn't more popular than it was. It's very interesting because it almost seems like just because someone likes Apple or is in the Apple ecosystem doesn't necessarily make them a gamer. I think there's a Venn diagram where there is I guess a cross intersection, but generally no. Unless there's something about Apple where they're trying to like it's like Apple's tries to get into the gaming thing, but they never really commit. And it's been a while. I remember when I think it was Rage when they were first showing that playing on iOS a long time ago. And that was a QuakeCon that I went to, and there was a showcase that they had. All right, Ubisoft to discuss neurodiversity. Okay. Every Rainbow Six team appearing at the Esports World Cup. Yeah, not esports is not a thing I'm into, really. Fallout London might actually be released soon. That's neat. Let's see. Is this supposed to be? Yeah, it's supposed to be an update to Fallout 4, perhaps. Well, let's hope so. I know with the show coming out and people liking that universe, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, removing Dr. Disrespect stuff. Let's see. Oops. Oh, wrong button. Okay, 26-year-old MMORPG. Wow, way back in Tibia, way back in 1997. It's crazy to think that there are MMOs that have been around that long and that there's these communities that still play. I mean, all that stuff is really cool. I've never like committed to an MMO. There's none of them really got me. Chicago mayor declares July 7th Esports Day. That's pretty neat. Even though I don't care about esports, that's still pretty neat. Like the Dragon Studio says, fans will be surprised by its next game. Really? I think I'm surprised every time they come out with a new iteration on this. I played the last one, and it was pretty fun. I didn't beat it because it just, over some time, it's like, I got it. Okay, Warzone will go back to its original loot system for Black Ops 6, it's claimed. And you know what? I don't know too much about the loot systems or the differences. So, yeah. Ooh, XDefiant data miners reveal content from season 2 and beyond. Well, I'm curious because, last time I had like an inkling for some shooting. Is that right? Yeah, some FPSing. Instead of going to Call of Duty, I jumped into XDefiant and I had fun. It plays well. It's fast. Great controls. But it's like, what is there that's sticky to make me stick with this? It's come to a point where it's fun to play a first-person shooter as like a pastime with friends or something. But to commit, it's really hard for me to be committed to one unless there's some fun things going on. Talking about some new weapons, turret system. Oh, and a faction from Far Cry New Dawn. I think that's the neat little thing about this, how they're able to use their Ubisoft properties. Let's see. So yeah, some new guns, Ghost Recon stuff. Season 5 will be based around Rabbids, so that's gonna get crazy. Let's see where this goes. I really hope XDefiant finds its stride, which I think it already kind of has. I feel like Ubisoft's an underdog. I really do. I feel like, they have their Ubisoft Connect. It's an app and it has all their games that you could play in them. I mean, they have good games with a lot of content. I think they get a lot of crap for some reason. But even then, I'm not always fully committed into their games. I usually play a little bit and move on. Get a lot of esports news. Yeah, some more of that stuff. Not really my thing. XFine producer says players can move on if they're struggling with bugs. That's an interesting take. Although I can't say that I've ran into bugs. So yeah, there was this former LA Noir developers okay. So that was the thing then. I guess at first the rumor was a new LA Noir, but apparently it's the music was an old project that is working exclusively for Rockstar. So update. So we are working exclusively on projects for Rockstar. We commissioned some music from a local composer for a VR project that we were working on a number of years ago. When between projects, it is based on a case from LA Noir that did not make it. Okay. So it's set 1940s LA. Okay, so it sounds like I still don't get exactly what's going on. It looks like they're working on something. Some concept art had music from LA Noir, and I guess they're saying no, it's not that. So that's that, I guess. Let's see what else is going on here. Where to get weapons in the first Ascendant. So I haven't bothered playing since the official release. I know I played a little bit of it, but when it was in beta, it was pretty cool. But I don't know if I see myself really playing through that. If any of you are playing it, let me know. I'm always interested in seeing if there's something cool to play. Final Fantasy 14 is reportedly coming to mobile. Wow, that'd be crazy. That would make sense. Yeah, isn't it either it is now or it's soon going to be on Xbox? Ultronymous, you're saying you like it and you're playing it. Okay. Not perfect, but it's fun. Okay. Might have to check that out. Let's see. COD League viewership drops 29% in 2024. Yeah, I tell you guys, it might just be me, but I feel like esports is I don't know. I just don't. I feel like it was so forced and so pushed because a lot of these people that could put teams together and you can make money off of this. But I don't know. I feel like they're trying to make it happen more than it is happening. That new Tarkov update has basically ruined PvE. Yeah, I've heard about that. Okay, and then I think we're getting to stuff I've already talked about. Game delayed for 22 years has just been released on GBA. Yeah, that's this game, Kien, which I wanted to play it, but it is $60, and that's kind of hard for me to justify, because it's more gimmicky. I mean, actually, maybe this is really fun. I just mean in terms of $60 for a GBA game. I don't know. And because it just came out and it's for sale, I'm not gonna pirate it or download it, emulate. I would do that typically with games that have already been out that I want to try. But since this is new, I probably won't do that. But I don't know if I could pay 60, so we'll see. Okay. Not too much has been going on, but that could be because there was this holiday and a lot of people were just off anyway. And I mean, yeah, there doesn't seem to be too much more going on actually. Oh my God, what am I trying to do? So, yeah, we got some more time left. So what are my plans for the video games coming up? So this week I'm gonna try to finish the Richter mode in Portrait of Ruin, so I can get that just game off my plate. Where it's like, okay, I played through it twice this year, crazy, and then Richter mode. And then I might want to, I don't know if I need to go back to, no, Area of Sorrow. I beat the Maxim mode. No. That was Harmony of Dissonance. So Area of Sorrow, I have a mode I need to beat in that because eventually I want to go back and then go back through Order of Ecclesia again. So there's little Castlevanias. And that's kind of like the background thing while I play the new games coming out. In fact, let me look because I think I have that saved. New and upcoming releases. Yeah, let's look at this real quick. Okay. So this week, okay, so this all says TBD. Okay, so it has the date next to it. So Once Human, what one's that? Isn't that game that got canceled or something? Let's see. Yeah, not much more on this. Let me search real quick. It comes out the 9th. Oh, that doesn't let me search. Okay. Okay, now actually this looks different than what I thought it was, because I thought there was this game that got announced and people were like, yeah, it's not real. But this looks like something else. Multiplayer open world survival. Okay. Eh. I'd like to see what people have to say about it. But that comes out soon. That comes out tomorrow. Wow. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Sorry. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Is that it? Yeah, it's this week's games, huh? Well, not too much. I guess it gives me time to work on other things, possibly Code Vein or whatever. So anyway, yeah, I'll end it there. Yeah, not too much more going on. That's about it. Yeah, let me know below, like if you've got any, yeah, thoughts on any of the games I've talked about. Like if there's some stuff you've played that I haven't that you think people should play, let me know. But yeah, I guess that'll be it for today for Monday. Hope we get some more news later this week. But until next time, see you guys later.